many shows at the time. Like in Sydney, we could have 20 shows a month.
Really?
So Roy would ring Steve and say, look, because sometimes on a Friday night there'd be 2 shows. On a Sunday there could be 3 shows, and they'd all use the same guys. So they'd ring each other up and say, like, who have you got? Where have you got them on the card? Because I want to use them on my show. So sometimes I'd do like the first match at one club and the main event at the second club. And there was one Sunday I did 4 shows in the one day.
Jeez.
So
wrestling was that hot back then, like on an indie level.
Right. In the 80s, it was fantastic. As at every Friday night there'd be at least 2 shows, and as at every Sunday there'd be 2 or 3. The Sunday we did 4. I think we did Blacktown at 11 o'clock. There was another show at 1 o'clock, one at 3 o'clock, and one at 7 o'clock. And then there was one Sunday night, Rackman had 2 shows near each other. One was at 4 and one was at 6. And I was on the second or third match at the first one, but I was on the second match at the second club. So I had to get out of the ring, chuck my tracksuit on, jump in the car. Like, it was only a 20-minute drive, thank God.
Yeah.
And as I got to the second club, I walked into the auditorium, and the first match was still going, and they knew I was on next. So and Lofty was in that match, funny enough. As soon as he saw me walk in the door, boom, he went to the finish. So I sort of had to rush in the dressing room, get my tracksuit off, put my jacket back on, go in, my music started. I didn't even know who I was wrestling. So I had to get in the ring, and the referee had to just tell me who I was working with and what the finish was.
But those you guys could have obviously called in that match. So that's like going in there, just calling everything on the fly.
Yeah, we had to do 20 minutes. So, and I'm not sure. I don't think the guys today could do that, because in those days we always planned a fast start, 1 high spot each basically, and then the finish. Everything else was called in the ring. Where today, every second of a match, and they don't go 20 minutes, they don't go 30 or 40 minutes these days, they go 10 minutes. And every second of that 10 minutes is planned. So if you don't know who you're working with or what going on, a lot of them would struggle with that, I think.
Do you think that the reason why they've gone from, say, like a 20-minute match to a 10-minute match is because, like, people's attention span isn't there? Or do you think a good wrestling match will keep someone's attention span there?
No, if you've got a good match, you can keep them. You can keep them going the whole time.
There
was one night I can't remember the club, but it was a Steve Rackman show. There was always 3 singles and a tag. That's how it worked. It was always a 2.5-hour show with a 15-minute interval. That's how the shows were, because the clubs were guaranteed paid money, and that's what they had to do. And 2 guys hadn't turned up. So Rackman said to the first match guys, stretch it out to 35 minutes. And they went home after, I think it was about 10 or 12 minutes. One of them dislocated his thumb or something like that. And Rackman was absolutely fuming. Now, I was wrestling Andy Harpers, and I was a baby face then, and Andy was the heel. And as you know, Andy was a big guy.
Yeah.
And Rackman said, do an hour. And we went, what? He said, do an hour Broadway. And I thought, how the fuck can we do that? Anyway, we did the hour Broadway, and at the end, they were counting down the time. I had Andy pinned 1, 2, and the bell rang before 3. So then I did the old chant, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, and got the crowd going. We had the crowd with us the whole way. And we did another 5 minutes, and exactly the same. Then I had him 1, 2, bell rang. I said, another 5. Then we stopped. So we ended up dragging out like an hour and 10, hour and 15